In this day and age, the Father declares, I am your life and your strength. For the duration of this time period, I am enhancing your vigor and strength by means of my hand. My spirit is releasing its new wine in a vintage that you have not experienced in the past. This is the vintage that you will be tasting. Be receptive to what I am offering you. I would like for you to listen to what I have to say. Yield to my hand and transform into that new wineskin that is able to accept new things and new understandings of my kingdom that you have not before been able to comprehend. There are certain things that you have been anticipating for such a long time that you have become more at ease with the anticipation than you are with the anticipation of receiving them. I am going to make it all different. From a state of expectancy to one of manifestation, I am guiding you. Starting with aspiration and yearning, moving on to substance and reality. Because you have worked in my field with a faithfulness that alters the atmosphere and brings forth the manifestation of the highest heart's desire and the biggest dream fulfilled, this is the spot where the plowman triumphs over the reaper, as described in Amos 9 verse 13. The work that I am doing in you is the work that propels you into the experience of promise and provisioning that is happening right now. The adversary has struggled and fought against you, striving to keep you confined in a state of leanness and deprivation, but this is no longer the case. In light of the fact that the adversary has been working to get rid of your blessing and to destroy your capacity to contain that blessing, I am now acting in your defense to throw back his schemes and allow you to accept my fullness in a spectacular manner. Things in your life that require strengthening are being strengthened by me. I am bolstering them. I am working to strengthen those things that have become weaker and stretched to the point that they are about to break. In spite of the fact that other people have witnessed the strain in your life and attempted to assist you, the Father has said that I am the hero and that I am coming through for you and no one else. Since I have undoubtedly heard your cries, it is your intention to continue to be willing and malleable to my spirit. Please let your hand to be the first to the duty that I have called you to, and I will make sure that my hand is the first to the blessing that I am delivering into your life. I am not a God of sameness, the Father declares in this day and age. I am a God who is infinitely creative and diverse, and it is through that creativity that I shall be made manifest in your life and through your life in a variety of different capacities. Prepare yourself to encounter the one-of-a-kind and peculiar occurrences that occur when my Spirit leads and guides a soul who is willing to follow His guidance. There will be a natural flow of my life emanating from you, which will prompt people, including those who do not believe in me, to wonder about what it is about you that sets you apart from others. In situations when other people attempt to create a spiritual affectation or charade, I will instill in you the idea of being supernaturally natural, in a manner that will allow you to develop an immediate and instant connection with others who have been turned off by religion. At other instances, all that is required of you is to just present yourself in the room. Being a carrier of the glory, or a spiritual transmitter of the visitation that others are merely waiting for, is exactly what it means to be a cherished person. I bid you, says the Father, and I encourage you to enter into what others are simply waiting for. Your journey will begin here. When I am standing directly in front of them, they are unable to see, they have stopped, they have wilted, and they are waiting for the waves to get turbulent. Make room in your heart for everything that, Christ in you, the hope of glory, manifests itself in the way that you go about your daily life. I invite you to take a deep breath of my presence, and then exhale the fragrance of my aroma. A few people will be drawn in, while others will be driven away by this. The phrase, "that's not God," or "God doesn't do things that way," is frequently used by individuals who are religiously minded. Never give your detractors any attention. Those individuals whose spiritual experience is more about sitting in the seat of the scornful than it is about advancing deeper into my kingdom should never be given any consideration. This is a time of pressing within the season for you, and in order to enter my kingdom, you will need to pass through the small gate that leaves many people behind. These individuals have thought that they are the only ones who will be selected by me. Please forgive them. I adore them. Keep moving forward, for this is the hour and the time that I am building a separation between things that are above and things that are below, and the invitation that I am extending to you from my hand is to ascend to a higher level. Today, the Father says, you will walk with me in the calm of the day. I will be your companion. In the process of making myself known to you, the Father continues, you will hear my sound whirling upon the breezes. I will bring you into a realm of closeness that is beyond anything you have experienced in the past. During the time that you are reading the scriptures, my sound will reverberate within you as the voice of many seas, and it will change and convert you into my image and my likeness. Being in my presence, receiving my gifts, and being shaped by my character are all things that you will experience. You will demonstrate my splendor in ways that are not constrained by religious traditions or erroneous assumptions about who I am or what I am all about. Such ways will be demonstrated by you. That you have the eyes of your Father and the heart of your Father will be stated about you in the Spirit. It will also be said that you have my heart of compassion and my heart of mercy toward those who have been ostracized, rejected, and put aside by others. Yes, the love that I am will transform into the person that you are, and as a result, a great number of people's lives will be impacted, altered, and given new hope as a result of the words and actions that you do to demonstrate who I am to them. The Father states that when you enter a room, you will bring about a shift in the ambient conditions. Where there is turmoil and dispute, the calm and tranquility of my kingdom will flood that place, and the quiet in which I am known according to how I am known will be made plain. Because I walked into that chamber with you, the demonic will immediately lose its hold on those who are bound. This will happen as soon as you enter the room after I have entered it with you. When anything like this occurs, you should avoid getting involved in the complex methods of deliverance that some people engage in. All that is required of you is to say, shut up and come out, and the devil will depart, and people's lives will be liberated. This is the only thing that is simply required of you. Exactly like that is how the manifestation of my power appears. That is the manifestation of my hand that will be made manifest in your life, and people will realize that I am not a God who is bound to religious ways of getting things done, but rather that I am a God who is made known in compassion and authority, who will expose and expel the enemy in order to bring joy and laughter back to hearts and lives that have been bound by sorrow and darkness. On this day, the Father declares, I am the equipper. I have provided you with everything that is required to make the most of your life and realize your goals and aspirations. The shepherd's promise of a life and life more abundantly alludes to this one significant reality, which is the only one that is worth mentioning. At the same time that I am attempting to offer you something that you already possess, I am also attempting to convert you into someone who you already are. The work that was done on the cross is about removing the sting of sin and the taint of the fall so that the person that I created you to be will rise up and take dominion over everything that I have placed in your hands. As the Father says, hear the truth of this, and allow the awe of my majesty to resonate inside you to be more profound than any distress, disappointment, or despair that you may be experiencing. This is a gift that you have, says the Father. Your gift is going before you and making way for you in life. You have a gift, and your gift is going before you. It is important to remember that this is not the area where you should stop when things feel tense and unpleasant. For the reason that you do not want to stop there, you should be aware that I have not intended for you to set up camp in the troublesome location. On this day, I am making the pronouncement that you have been wallowing in this mountain of difficulty for a sufficient amount of time. Here it is. Now is the time for you to learn, the time for you to be equipped, and the time for you to be transformed from a state of stagnation to a state of transformation that will cause the mastery of my spirit to fill your life, change the things that need to be changed, and bring you to the place that I intend to lead you. This day, the Father instructs us to concentrate on the throne. Whatever takes up the majority of your attention consumes you. I have not made the decision for you to be completely subjugated by any individual, any circumstance, or any condition. I have delegated authority to you. Your position is not that of a slave to the earth, rather, you are a bond slave to heaven. As my bound slave, I have placed a ring on your finger and a robe upon your shoulders that communicates ranking and authority in the world. I have also placed them on your shoulders. The awareness of poverty should be diluted. Put an end to being a victim. Reject the idea of being a victim. I give you the command, says the Father, to put the language of victimhood outside of your lexicon. Due to the fact that I am not a victim and that I am present in you, you are not a victim. You should not be considered a victim, rather, you are merely a victory that has not yet materialized, but it is on its way. Now, instead of focusing on the footstool, you should direct your attention on the throne. My footstool is the earth, and the upheavals and tumults that occur on it are like the delicate dust that makes up the balance. Those who concentrate their attention on the throne up high, which is the source of all power and the source from which it flows, are the ones who gain true authority and ultimate victory. Again, I urge you to focus your attention on the throne, since you are the source of your own attention and where it leads you. I am aware that this is not what you have been taught, and I am also aware that this does not reflect how you have acted in the past when you were under pressure. According to the Father, although it is difficult, what I am doing is developing your capacity to accept and release my power and my authority despite the fact that it is challenging. This is what it means to rule and reign in my kingdom, which is not something that only occurs after one has passed away, no. The reigning and ruling of the adored begins right now. Being God in mind is what the Father encourages us to do today. Today, the Father says, not exist you should look in the mirror and tell yourself, because you have pleaded with me to come, I am curious as to where I will come from. Inside of you is where I make my home. Do you not serve as my temple? Are you not the spot where I make my home? Despite the fact that you have requested visitation, would want to tell you that you are the visitation. Despite the fact that you have requested revival, I would like to tell you that you are the revival. I am on the inside of you, and I am that I am, even the I am that fills every void in your existence and spills out into the soil. You have called for overflowing, but I tell you that you are the outpouring. I am the one who is doing the outpouring. In order to take territory and to change culture, I fill you and flow out of you into the soil. Do not make the mistake of waiting for what I have enabled you to walk into and to be as my chosen dwelling place on earth. Do not fall into this error. The Father has informed you that you are a wealth manager. I am saying to you today that I have made you a steward of everything that is in you in the glory, and that the treasure of heaven is on the inside of you. I have made you a steward of all that is in you. Do the tally the Father instructs you to do. What would I have done differently if I had not spared my only Son? How could I not have given you everything that pertains to life and glory with Him 20,000 years ago? In the glory, if you have the Son, then you have every other gift that is less significant within you. Have you some faith in this? Next, go out into the world, not looking for the provision but rather being the provision. Proceed without making any inquiries about anything. Just be aware of it. It is those who know who will act. Instead of focusing on who you are not or what you do not know, you should construct your life around who you are and what you know best. When you finally get this, you will be able to witness the 100-fold dividend of heaven being poured forth in your life. Today, the Father encourages you to take action in order to pursue your passion. In order for you to fulfill the mission that I have entrusted to you, it is essential that you recognize and dedicate yourself to the passion that I have instilled within you. The only things that will provide you with the desire to accomplish amazing things in order to achieve your destiny are those things that you are strongly passionate about. The Father says, "Come to an understanding of what I am saying to you. It is not me who is responsible for bringing down the strongholds. I have commanded you to bring down the strongholds not only through the power of your faith but also through the intensity of your zeal. It is necessary for you to carry out, and I have given you the ability to carry out deeds in my name by means of the passion that I have ingrained in your heart and life. The situation is not one of passivity in any way. To think in a religious manner encourages inactivity, yet there is no such thing as passivity in the kingdom. That which emanates from my throne is not characterized by passivity. Therefore, where does it originate from? A form of death is what it is. I am coming into your life today to bring your dreams and visions back to life because I know that your dreams are being killed by your passivity. I am the one who provides, declares the Father. On the contrary, the story that I have in store for you is not one that is filled with feelings of disillusionment or hopelessness. Both the story of misery and the narrative of traumatic experiences should be rejected. By programming your mind to churn out negative and tragic experiences as the dominant narrative of your daily existence, the adversary intends to achieve his primary goal: to love those who are suffering. Become an advocate for the cause of the suffering. In spite of the fact that you should embrace and be a ministry of compassion toward those who are suffering, you should also ground yourself in the story of the triumph of the cross. Your thoughts and your attention should not be dominated by any other voice than my voice and the voice of my message. Refuse to give any other voice the upper hand. Put an end to any other voice that is trying to reverberate in the chambers of your heart, your emotions, or your soul for you to shake yourself. The Father states that this is the discipline that is required of all people who perform deeds in my name, and it is the process that I am calling you to commit to during the season that you are currently passing through at this moment. In today's message, the Father encourages us to embrace my process so that we might witness my end. You should be aware that the process may be in the valley for you, but the end will be on the mountain with you. Dearly beloved, everyone desires to see results, but only a small percentage of people understand my goals in the valley and in the low places. It is not going to be easy for you to comprehend the purposes that I am guiding you through, but there are shadows in the valley that mirror those goals. On the other hand, when you are on the mountain, you will be able to view the huge picture and the distant horizon that I have outlined as your own destiny. Both of these points of view are genuine applicable to your life. The one demonstrates the process, and the other demonstrates the result. My instruction is for you to receive, says the Father. It is important that you are aware that I have thoroughly prepared your life for this adventure. Therefore, take the instruction and persevere through my procedure. A promotion is waiting for you if you are patient. If you are willing to persevere step by step and comply with my approach, you will undoubtedly arrive at the genuine result that I have promised you as your individual and one-of-a-kind destiny. Should you be prepared for a change? Are you prepared to discover forward momentum and to break free from the location where you have been stuck? Get up and let's get through this together, since the time to focus on your future is right now. In today's message, the Father declares, I have called you to doing greater works. Know that larger acts will be done in the future, despite everything that I demonstrated during my earth walk. As a result of my ascension to heaven and the transmission of the Holy Spirit, you will be able to accomplish more. There is no difference between the life that I displayed during my earthly walk and the life that I made provision for on Calvary, which is a life that is lived more abundantly. The way was made clear for you to stand up in the power of my name and offer testimony to my power and my love. After I paid the price on the cross, the path was made clear for you to do so. My departure was necessary for you because the Holy Spirit could only take up residence in your heart and life through my death and resurrection. This was the only way that I could accomplish this. Would you be able to comprehend what this means? What this means is that you would be in a better position to walk beside me along the shores of the Galilee if you did not have the Holy Spirit within you. What I am trying to convey to you, my beloved, is that just as I am out there in the world, so are you. Is this something that you do not intend to change your mind about? You are just as present in the world as I am. You are the same as I am, and this is who I am. My statement says that this is not something that can be measured by any other way than what it currently is. You could be defined by a number of different narratives, but you should make it your personal goal to ensure that the narrative that dominates your life, your personal narrative, is the most accurate representation of my word. Always keep in mind that I place the highest value on my word. After you have taken my word to heart and put it on your lips, I will come to the scene and confirm my word with signs that will follow. When you venture out into the world, expecting my word to come to pass and being the testimony that forms and molds your tomorrows as you walk in my kingdom and in my love, I will confirm my word and I will authenticate my promises. Here and now, the Father says, take advantage of my unmerited favor. Be conscious of the fact that my grace and the blessing of my goodness can be bestowed upon you as a free gift from my heart to your heart. There is no correlation between your accomplishment or your moral greatness and your entitlement to living in my kingdom. Who you are and what you have done have no bearing on your rightful standing in front of me. Your righteousness and right standing before me. There is no religious dogma or any effort that derives from your own efforts that may be considered to be what constitutes your righteousness. Let go of all such guilt, since the only place where you can find your righteousness is in my person. Your righteousness is found in me. I am your right standing. When you come to me in prayer, the sole qualifier is the application of the shed blood of Calvary in your behalf. Accept the free gift, says the Father. Receive the full measure of my unconditional favor and goodness toward you. There is nothing to earn. There is nothing you can add to the work of the cross. To say otherwise is a religious obscenity that cheapens the cross. Shake yourself free from the chains of religious bondage. Come fearlessly into the holiest by the blood that was shed, for there is no other access. Good actions, sound doctrine, holy endeavor or supposed efficacious pain are vanities before me. Only the shed blood of Calvary affords you a hearing in my courts. Come therefore. It is your free will. Come rejoicing. Come with absolute reliance, not on who you are or what you have done, but on who I am in you and what I did in your behalf 2,000 years ago. The Father says today, I am your healer. Healing is not just what I do. Healing is part of who I am. I will be known in your life as Jehovah Rapha, your healer, your redeemer, the remedy to the pollution the enemy has endeavored to bring into your life and your circumstance. In my word, I promised the children in the desert that I would lay none of the diseases upon them that they witnessed upon the Egyptians. The covenant they stood in trust for was firm and it was sure, declares the Father. You have a better covenant and not a weaker covenant. In every anguish of mind and body know this, I am the Lord your God that heals you. This promise is as sure as John 3 verse 16, declares the Father. I am as willing and I am as able to heal you as I am to save you. Receive your healing. When Calvary's payment was paid, healing was included. As the stripes were laid upon the Lamb, every one of them paid for an outcome even in your bodily health. What I am telling to you, says the Father, is that healing is in the atonement. The same blood shed for your soul was shed for physical healing. You may securely and certainly trust and know that by the stripes of Calvary you were, past tense, healed. Lay hold on this promise. It doesn't come without engagement of your religion. Faith is not a matter of emotional exertion or demonstrating something to yourself or me. Faith is relaxing. Rest in my promise, says the Father, for it is sure to you, as sure as the day it was given. This is not what the elders of the ignorant have taught or believed, but I will never put on you what the cross took off of you. This is your confidence and this is the blessing that you can lay hold of, says the Father. God says, I am bringing you out of the cleft of the rock, and she is saying this now. Because you pleaded with me, show me your glory, I have made me known to you and I have exposed me within you. In accordance with what I stated in my word, I went to the most within part of you and caused the embers of my glory to become a raging fire. You are more than just a minister. In the religious community, you are not merely a member of the rank and file. You belong to Him. Through the blood that was shed at Calvary, I have staked my claim to you. I am removing the shackles of everyday things and bringing you out of Zion as a bride. You are as dreadful as an army with flags. I am doing this today. In the words of the Father, the adversary is being defeated. Over 2,000 years ago, I destroyed his handiwork. You have the honor of going out into the world and putting into action the victory that I finished the moment I emerged from the tomb. In this moment, you are receiving assistance from the right hand on high. Heaven is showering you with resources and power today, and you are receiving them in plenty. Your heart should be opened, and your courage should be stirred, because I am a man of war, and it is through conflict that I shall move forward in your life until every promise is fulfilled, declares God. This day, the Father says, I have stoked the fire that is already present in your bones. The call that has been placed on your life is not something that is inert or inactive in any way. The circumstances and the routines of your life have worked together to dampen your enthusiasm and stifle your passion. My advice to you is to get the gift moving. Revitalize the blessing of heaven that has been bestowed upon your life. The experience that you were called to was not one that was tepid, lukewarm, or pedantic. In addition to everything you have already experienced, I have a great deal more for you. Now is the time to act. There is no more room for improvement. If others oppose to your call, you should just let them deal with it on their own. Step up and step out. My Father says, I am illuminating you with my light. I am shedding light on you from the inside out. From this day forward, I am releasing the fire baptism of complete experience that I have for you in my glory. God encourages you to seize that fire and to permit it to consume and permeate every facet of your existence. Doors that were shut against you will eventually open. As I move forward, I will make the crooked path straight, and the gates that have been preventing you from moving forward will be shattered into splinters. The Father says, Open your mouth and fill your hand with everything that I have given you, and it will produce, and it will not fail, for this is your time. On this day, the Father encourages us to have hope because He is working. In the midst of your hopelessness, I am your hope. The assignment that has been given to you is to seek refuge in my shadow until the storm has passed and the hardship and struggle have decreased. Run to me when your strength is exhausted and there appears to be no way out of the situation. I always have been and will continue to be your safe haven. In the midst of the darkness that is rising on the horizons of your life, I will defend and uphold you in ways that the natural man do not have the ability to measure. You will be the only ones who remain standing, despite the fact that everyone else has been destroyed and fallen, because you have sought refuge in me and discovered that I am your stronghold against every onslaught that the adversary offers. I will prevent your foot from being taken captive, despite the fact that the adversary has set up his cunning and covert traps against you. Despite the fact that he is furious with you because of an unexpected catastrophe, you will not be in a state of fear since my everlasting arms are holding you safe. Keep your spirits up and fight the urge to be depressed. It is not going to get close to you even if 10,000 people fall at your right hand and 1,000 people fall at your side right now. Maintain the foundation of your trust in me. Refuse to give in to the desires of the flesh. Your trust in me and your dedication to my word must be preserved in their entirety. You will emerge from the challenging period unscathed and on track to achieve all of the commitments that I have made due to the fact that I will defend you. Today, the Father instructs us to pass through the exit that I have made available to you. Disappointments and a decline have occurred in the situation. There was a search for a way out, and you looked for anything that could make things better. I want you to know that I will not abandon you at the place that you stand. Now is the time for you to make your debut. It is not my intention to hurt you in order to teach you something, nor am I trying to punish you in any way. There have been times when other people have interpreted things in your life differently than you have, but who are you going to listen to, the religious mentality or the voice of my voice that is resonating inside you? Become a person who pleases the Father, and seek to me for the truth. You will always find yoke easy and burden light when you follow the truth that I have placed in your heart. I ask you, the Father, do you have faith in me? Okay, then I'll handle it from here on out. Take a stand. Instead of focusing on what the past has to say about you, stand up for who I say you are. The events of your past do not determine your future. Pay attention to my voice, for I will always provide you with the precise and particular things that you can truly do to improve your situation and bring you peace of mind. I am about to embark on a life that is well worth living for you. There is nothing that I need to leave out. You only need to pay attention, keep moving forward, and refuse to let yourself become disheartened or sidetracked in order to receive the blessings and favors that I have prepared for you. In the realm of complete obedience, you will witness the dissolution of disorder and the restoration of order, which will bring you delight. This joy will be immeasurable, as it will be filled with my splendor and tranquility that is beyond the comprehension of human beings.